Oh, good evening, everybody. Welcome I would have said the purple sofa, but today it is not the purple sofa. As you can see, it's kind of orangish, peachish, because I am in my hometown in Allahabad today. So it's a first time for me. So the closest you're going to get to my purple sofa today is my logo. So welcome, everybody, to season 2, where Annie D gets real. And of course, there are lots of things happening in the background here. So I'm hoping the light doesn't go. I'm hoping the dogs don't bark. But if they do bear with me. And of course, I'd like to welcome probably one of the most humble, versatile, serious actors to date, actor and writer Rahul Singh. Now, the reason why we're on Facebook today, because my guest is actually on Facebook himself. And this is the only platform that I can get him on. So to ask, you know what, do we know why? Well, we're going to have to find out. For that, I'm going to have to bring on my guest, I think, at this very moment. So let's see what we can do. Hello.
Namaste. Hello. How are you?
Namaste, Rahul. How are you?
I'm good. And since we're very close to Independence Day, ek hi din hua hai, so let's begin with Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. And I'm in Allahabad as well, so it's quite appropriate. I'm on my travels, but I wasn't going to let that stop the show, and especially to have a chat with you, because the show must go on. But good to know that you're all kind of safe and sound. All your limbs are okay, because I hear that you're in the wild somewhere. Where are you exactly?
I just heard you saying dogs might bark in the background. Well, I'm in a place where we get leopards in the background, so I think you're far safer. So I'm here in a country home, my cousin's place. It's a place called Dharyavat. It's bordering on the Sita Mata Wildlife Reserve, which many people don't know about. Many people don't know about it because it's not very famous like Ranthambore, but as a forest, it's far better than many that we know about. So I'm here at his farm, which is bordering on the forest, and just trying to get good oxygen, good quality oxygen into my lungs.
Well, not bad. Well, that's also good, because the pandemic has meant less pollution, and plus you're out in the wild. And it's good to know that you're good to, because you're on the hot seat today, Rahul. So be prepared.
Yep. Totally.
Oh, dude. But the question that I really want to ask you, why are you not on Instagram?
You see, it began with Facebook, social media thingy or journey or whatever you want to call it. Then along comes Twitter, along comes Insta, along comes comes TikTok and PikPok and God knows what all. So where is the time for yourself? You have to have time for yourself.
This is true. I do agree. I do agree. I mean, have you made it? Is it your mantra? You're not going to come on Instagram, or will you give it some time?
No, it's not that. It's not. I'm nobody to decide कि ये ठीक है, ये होना चाहिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए. Each to his own. I have a friend, Karan Sharma. He put me on Insta कि अरे भाई आ जाओ, भाई आपको आना है. So then I started posting, like you learn, you watch and you learn. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm posting. Then after some time, I'm looking and I'm looking at, because you see others. अच्छा कितने like हुए? I said, यार ये इसी में रह जाएंगे. What kind of a funny race is this? To hell with it.
No, but do you not find it difficult, because you are an actor, you are a writer, you're in the media industry? Do you not find it difficult if you're on not on a platform that is actually just perfect, that celebrities are posting on every day? Do you not find that difficult?
No, it's okay, because what I see, what the popular image or that we have all around us is what I see is people venting out anger, opinions, and negativity. मतलब यही तो हो रहा है ज़्यादातर.
This is true.
So I'd rather, people who are my friends or who are my acquaintances or who I really know very well, or who I've even met once but got on with. They send a friend request just so that we be in touch. Nothing else, just exchanging good wishes. So that's good enough. I just keep posting. Sometimes I post. I too post opinions, but not with any venom inside the mind or the heart.
Yeah. So, but you know what? It does. But you not being on a platform doesn't really matter because you've done quite well, haven't you? You've been nominated at least thrice for, awards, TV awards, national awards. Is that not true?
Well, हाँ, पर अभी बहुत कुछ करना है, बहुत कुछ करना है, वो उससे just a few steps, बहुत कुछ करना है. So
No,
please,
I think
after the interview is over, just say a little prayer. आप तो प्रयाग में बैठे हो, इलाहाबाद में, so it's holy land. So एक प्रार्थना बोल लेना हमारे लिए, हमारे
करियर के लिए. ठीक है कि और बढ़ते जाए. No, absolutely. Blessings always with you. आपको awards मिलेंगे तो मौका मिलेगा कि हमसे और बात होगी, तो हम भी और सवाल कर पाएंगे. So yeah, so it's good for me too.
I just hope I don't bore you with my answers because I don't try to be politically. ठीक है जैसा है.
Well, I can't wait for that. But listen,
हमको क्या एक्टर्स को आदत होती है, रटे रटाए डायलॉग बड़े अच्छे बोलते हैं, असली में जब कोई पूछता है तो हवा निकल जाती है, तो थोड़ा डरते हैं और समझदार लोगों से ज्यादा डरते हैं.
अरे राहुल जी, आपको मालूम है हमारा शो का नाम एनी डी गेट्स रियल, तो हमको यही सब जवाब चाहिए, हमको असली जवाब चाहिए, नकली नहीं. No, so listen, but acting was never your first love. I mean, as far as I can see on your Facebook, it says you're an adventurer. In fact, you were a good sportsman as well, weren't you? So I want to know how the acting came in suddenly.
I know. चलो, let's see the humorous side of it. बचपन में किसी ने play में डाल दिया skit में, so you're up on stage and because the content was good, people clap and you like it, so you want people to clap again. But the next time people don't clap, maybe it was a lousy play, but you kind of like it, that अच्छा लगा था, so you do another one, again people clap. So it was acting, mimicry, sometimes teachers, sometimes actors, that kind of thing. And I was in a school, I began in Udaipur, so KG, kindergarten was at St. Paul's, Udaipur, then Silver Beach High School, Mumbai, and then I was sent off to, it's almost a tradition here in Rajasthan and North India with, you can say, in our, now, should I say culture? No, but yeah, in the families that we know, or we, boys from, हाँ, मतलब जो भी आप कह सकते हो, कि feudal families का एक पुराना ये रहा है कि the students, the sons go to Mayo College, Daily College, Doon, Scindia School, Gwalior, तो या Lawrence School, Sanar, एक इस तरफ थोड़ा ये चलन रहा है. हालांकि all over India people are sending their children to, but हम अपने बारे में बोल सकते हैं, तो शायद उस टाइम डैड को लगा कि इसको थोड़ा डिसिप्लिन और तमीज सिखाओ, so I was sent off to boarding school. So वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा और सीरियस हो गया, डिबेट्स भी शुरू हो गए उसमें, and as far as sports is concerned, we used to play everything. So I was never really, I never excelled at anything, which I feel sad about now, or maybe अब तो क्या है, अब तो ठीक है, अब तो swimming कर लेते हैं, because बाकी you need 22 more people to play, so ठीक है, but हाँ.
No, fair enough. So then that's how the passion started. So when did you realize, though? Didn't you just fall in naturally, or did you realize that you were a kalakar in some way? Did the passion arise, or did you just fall into acting then, or performing?
It's like I would say people choose a field, but sometimes the field also chooses them.
Yeah.
So I guess I was pulled into this thing called acting,
yes.
or cinema rather, because, and theater being a stepping stone for learning discipline, for learning the process of rehearsal, and then finally sapna. बचपन का तो एक सपना था. बचपन में you have, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, hero banna, but then as you mature, नहीं, actor बनना है. And then when you realize that you're a competent, decent actor, then you realize another thing is that यार कुछ ऐसा करना है, कुछ ऐसे roles करने हैं, and what is in your hand is karma and prayer. So you want to be more popular, more saleable, you want to be a bigger star, you want to be more known, not for the Mercedes or the Rolls Royce, but because you can do more beautiful cinema, more your kind of versatile cinema, because I'm also a writer. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
not just acting, there is a certain cinematic vision that is there. And तो अगर उसको
Well,
अचीव करना है तो बस वही है, working towards a bigger,
yeah.
greater goal and
I mean,
dream.
you're very humble. You're very humble about it. And I'll say, I mean, you've done many films, and I've only just noted down just a few, not even a handful. So looking down, you've done, projects from Bollywood to TV, like Delhi Belly with Amir Khan, Khiladi 786. You've done Chalo Dilli, and I think that was with Rani Mukherjee, if I'm not mistaken. I could
No,
be mistaken.
no, that was Lara. She co-produced it with Eros. She and Vinay
Yeah.
Pathak.
Right. And then, of course, I see if I had to box those kind of movies up and the kind of roles that you've done, you've kind of been in more negative roles. You've been possibly a bit of a rebel, but a bit of humor thrown in as well. I mean, would you say that's your kind of choice? I mean, why do you do these roles? Or as you said, do the roles choose you?
I think the roles choose you. And what's life without humor? Even if there's
This is true.
positivity,
I mean,
negativity, whatever, there's a very good line that Lee Marvin, great Hollywood legend, Lee Marvin said, "You're just playing a character, and for that character, his motivation is that he is right." Like Gabbar Singh thinks he is right. He is a
yes.
bad man. But he is right.
Yeah.
There's a comic character. He thinks he is right. It's playing with the motivation that what your character is striving to do, is right. तो बस वही है,
Right.
पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव तो कलर्स हैं, और आई
Sabhi
थिंक
chalta hai.
उससे ज्यादा कलर्स हैं. पीपल से वाइट ग्रे शेड है, ब्लैक शेड है, वाइट शेड है. अरे भाई, पिंक, ब्लू, येलो, ग्रीन, बहुत सारे शेड्स हैं, ढूंढो तो सही.
Okay. How fussy are you? So, I mean, these obviously the roles have come to you. Obviously, they must think that you've got a face for a rebel or a face for an antagonist or something like that. But how fussy are you with your roles? Do you just take anything that comes along, or have you just been lucky that these kind of roles have come to you?
No, I think I'm really very choosy. In fact, very choosy. तो ये एक थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम भी है, घर पे डांट भी पड़ती है. And they say beggars can't be choosers, but well, I'm a choosy beggar, तो अब उसका मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. तो कोई चीज कितनी बड़ी है, कितनी छोटी है, या लेंथ क्या है, वो सब that's secondary. When you as an actor, are you enjoying it? Do you want to do it? Do you want to go ahead with it? And then later these things also come into play. What is the money being offered? वो सब भी तो है, मतलब you got to run your kitchen as well,
Yeah, no, I agree, absolutely.
वो भी जरूरी है. So
I mean, you've done many roles though. No, I like the fact that you started with being a chai wala, a taxi driver, and stuff like that. You've done all of that, and then of course I think, am I right in believing that Zubeda could have been your first break?
Yeah,
kind
that
of a
was
big
my
break.
debut
I mean,
with a great director, great director, Mr. Sham Benegal.
Yes, and in fact, I interviewed Bollywood choreographer Sandeep Saparkar, and for him, it was his first movie as well. So that movie must have been something. So that's a coincidence. I mean,
no,
but
that film had quite a few new people. It had another young actor called Vinod Sharawat. He was also launched in that. I was there. Then आप जिनका नाम ले रहे हैं वो और भी लोग थे.
No, amazing. I mean, were you trying to woo or trying a married woman in that? Am I right in believing? Wasn't that one of your roles?
Not me. Don't malign my character. It was the character that was the role that I was playing.
I want to know how you practiced for that role.
Well, I didn't. We just had rehearsals, little bit of readings, little bit of readings, and Mr. Benegal, actually, I'll tell you about him, or about any great director, great captain, rather. In the presence of a great captain, you have been briefed once, fine, and of course he has a very able team, and then after that, you kind of end up doing the right thing. You just go on the right track, because आपका captain बिल्कुल सही सोच रहा है, उसका क्लैरिटी ऑफ विजन क्या है, उस हिसाब से आप अपने आप. अब आपका अगर कैप्टन कंफ्यूज्ड है तो आप भी कितने ही अच्छे एक्टर हो, आप कंफ्यूज रहोगे कि भाई ये क्या हो रहा है, व्हाट्स हिज टेक ऑन इट, हाउ एम आई सपोज्ड टू कंट्रीब्यूट टू इट. सो व्हेन यू हैव अ ग्रेट कैप्टन, it just happens. It flows.
Gaadi chalti rahegi seedhe.
It flows.
No. So, do your parents watch your movies?
Well, yes, they've seen almost all of them.
What
Mom
do they
watches
think?
all. They think अभी बहुत सीखना बाकी है. बहुत.
Okay. No, but honest, you know what? Parents are the biggest critics. You know this. I mean,
Oh, yes.
I'm not sure if we ever do anything right as children, because the perfection dikhte. I mean, but so now you've done the stage. You've written what? Have you written about 50 plays yourself? I think that's what the internet said. I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, no. It's true. It's true. It was
It's actually true on this occasion,
yes.
right?
And because some of the stuff on the web it's horrendous. Stuff about me,
Yes.
which is I don't even know. Was I there? ये इसमें मैं कुछ था. There was a very weird incident about this some girl who did something to herself, and her boyfriend or whoever had a similar sounding name with थोड़ा सा शायद फर्क होगा. उसमें अखबारों में भी आ गया, प्रेस में भी चल गया. And my father-in-law called me up. He said, "बेटा आप जानते तो नहीं थे उसको?" I said, "मेरा लेना देना नहीं, मैं घर पे सो रहा हूँ." So this is the kind of thing. That's why I was telling you, don't rely on the internet for information about me. मैं जिंदा हूँ, आप मुझसे पूछिए.
और विश्वास भी है. Oh dear, oh dear. No, listen. You've done a theatre and you've done Bollywood. Which would you say that you prefer? Which one do you think gives you that freedom?
As a kid, I had that cinema dream. ठीक है, because जब हम छोटे थे वो पर्दे को मतलब you're watching Amitabh Bachchan and you're watching Vinod Khanna and Dharmendra and then the later actors also. I mean, although we grew up in the 80s and 90s, but ऐसा कोई impactful उस वक्त नहीं लगा जितने ये generation लगती थी, who carried through the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s and even today. So वो एक cinema dream थी, but then when you grow up, you mature थोड़ा बहुत, when you look around, you say यार तैयारी करूँगा कैसे, how will I prepare? So you need training. And what is training? Training is making mistakes in a protected environment so that you don't go and make them when you have to on the battlefield. Basically, you practice because you don't go and make mistakes out there. So what is training? Training is rehearsal. And what involves the maximum amount of rehearsal? Theater. So got down to doing theater. While I was doing theater in college, a lot of inter-college plays, I joined professional theater as well, just as an apprentice director, reading out stuff to other actors, ironing their clothes, cleaning the stage. Yes, I did all that. And it's not कि मैं कोई दुख सुना रहा हूँ, हाय मैंने ये सब किया, जो एक लोगों को होता है ना, मैंने टैक्सी चलाई, मैं फुटपाथ पे सोया, क्यों सोया भाई, गांव जाता खेती करता, डॉक्टर ने तो बोला नहीं ये करने के लिए. So I think if you share things about your journey, share it as a quest rather than a struggle.
Yeah.
I think that will be more inspiring. Share it
I mean,
that's
a good message, actually. If anyone is watching and who will watch this later, I think that's definitely, a good message out there, because I think everyone is frustrated looking at something else. Magar abhi ka journey, un log wo embrace nahi karte. I think ye baat hai. Now, going back to your movies. Yeah.
So then theater karte one day while we were in college, there was a kind of an offer from a social welfare organization कि एक drugs पे कुछ नाना चुड़ासमा साहब हैं. He was that time heading one of these bodies that kind of works for for drugs awareness.
Yeah.
So हम बच्चे थे सब कॉलेज के. So somebody who represented him came to college and said कि आप लोग थिएटर करते हैं तो इस थीम पे कुछ लिखिए. So a friend of mine, Indranil Bhattacharya, he said, Rahul, तुम लिखो यार, तुमको लिखने का बहुत उल्टा सीधा शौक है, कुछ ना कुछ स्लोगन कहीं ना कहीं लिखते रहते हो, कुछ लिखो. So then I wrote a street play that became quite a hit, as in we did a lot of shows. Then AIDS awareness पे कुछ लिखा. That was spearheaded by Lintas, Alec Padamsi Sahab, and the government of India also was encouraging it. And then pollution and population and dowry and फिर तो बहुत सारे जो भी सोशल इवल्स बोल लो या सोशल अवेयरनेस इश्यूज बोल लो, लिखते गए तो करीब करीब 50 हो गए थे इन दोज 3 years. I was never in the classroom. I was either doing inter-college theatre or I started doing professional theatre properly by second year, and फिर तो street theatre भी करता था. And I had a very kind principal, Father Emil de Cruz, God bless him, who understood my passion, and he said कि भाई तुमको पढ़ना तो है नहीं, हाँ, तो अब यही करना है तो ठीक है, जाओ यही करो.
जब मगर लिख तो सकते हो ना. I mean, I was also, you also then you came on to you did a modern kind of a take when you were in, was it Anil Kapoor's 24? And again, your role was quite interesting. Again, the kind of antagonist. Were you? I just want to ask, were you married then when you did 24?
Yeah. I've been married. I've been married long. I've been so long that I've gone numb. You can.
But I just hope she's not watching at the moment. I mean, so you were trying to, well, I'm being very polite and saying wooing another woman. Again, I think, or not you, your character.
No. 24, he was, the character was married and he wasn't wooing his wife for sure. And he had problems with her.
With problems, I guess. Problem. So, what does your wife think of, when you do certain roles like this, when you're opposite another woman? How do you balance your role with a relationship as well?
No, it's completely okay. It's a profession. It's just that no wife wants anything behind the scenes,
Yes. Okay.
Otherwise, every
just in front of the
scenes. Yeah. So I remember one incident. It was my first film, and we shot. काम पूरा हो गया, shooting हो गया, wrap up हो गया, Bombay आ गए. Sorry, Mumbai आ गए. कोई बुरा मान गया तो भाई Mumbai आ गए. And so Mr. Bengal called me. He said, "Listen, there is an additional scene which the distributors have suggested that we should put. That will give a rounding off to your character. They don't want him to stop at just being a footloose prince. They want him to be more of a brat. He has to." मतलब जोर जबरदस्ती करना है जो लड़की है आपके ऑपोजिट उसके साथ में. मैंने कहा सर क्यों करना, हो तो गई शूटिंग. ही सेड अरे तुम्हारा तो एक सीन बढ़ रहा है और तुम्हारी पहली फिल्म है, तुम चुपचाप आके करो ना. मैंने कहा जी ठीक, मैं आ जाता हूँ. सो आई वेंट एंड देन शी कॉल्ड अप एंड शी सेड क्या हुआ आपका, आज का क्या है, क्या सीन है. मैंने कहा बस मैं आता हूँ, आ जाऊँगा, एक ही सीन है. क्या सीन क्या है. तो ऐसे वो जो मेरे ऑपोजिट जो लड़की है विच वाज करिश्मा कपूर है. एंड तो जो इसके किरदार के ऑपोजिट, अब मैं भी थोड़ा हिचक के बोल रहा हूँ, तो उसके साथ जबरदस्ती करनी है. सर ऐसा है, रीटेक नहीं होने चाहिए, एक ही टेक में कर देना. So this is the answer to your question.
So you should have said, मगर हम एक्सपर्ट तो है नहीं. क्या हुआ? Oh my God! I can imagine though. It is. It's quite a skill to balance this. But you know what? You have worked with the bigger stars, haven't you? So this is it. So who would you say made the biggest impression on you?
It's everybody has their own uniqueness and USPs as a person, a performer. तो आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि ये सबसे मजेदार थे या ये सबसे बेस्ट थे, ऐसा नहीं है. But like Akshay Kumar, you learn discipline and fitness from him, apart from his great comic timing. Mr. Anil Kapoor, the diligence and the level of talent, and that there's a craziness, to excel, to like, it's like he wants to go on a sprint all the time, So अलग-अलग लोगों के साथ observe करके उनको, you just observe while working and you learn, you pick up different things. You learn certain things. Sometimes you unlearn things that Sometimes you work with people who sometimes it's like some things are pleasant revelations. Sometimes it's a letdown also जब आप देखते हो कि अरे यार ऐसा समझा था लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है. हालांकि मतलब आपका कोई दिल नहीं टूट जाता. But you learn things as you just work and go along.
Well, so let me put it another way. So Bollywood has made its own list of, I guess, A-listers. You've got Amitabh, you've got Amir Khan, you've got Shah Rukh Khan, you've got Salman Khan in there as well. So that's archery. So if you had to create your own A-lister kind of a column, who would be on there? Let's start from the top.
See, for me, A, B, C are alphabets, and there is no list. And,
okay, 1, 2, 3.
No, whatever. I'm very clear about this.
I don't know.
You're as good as your last performance,
Yeah.
or you're as good as your last film. If you're a great big superstar and a very good
Uh,
actor, and you just did a pathetic film,
yeah.
so I think that's how good you are right now.
Hmm.
So
Right.
उससे
But I'm not.
इंसान का
I'm
खुद
not
का
sure.
दिमाग भी ठीक रहता है. हाँ,
But
खैर.
बात है तो A-listers to A-listers होते हैं. So look, you know what? Even though you're not Instagram, you must have seen the news. The media is filled with, people kind of attacking Bollywoods, talking about nepotism, talking about gang mafia, and but do you think Bollywood, the media industry, that it's difficult with all your A-listers and the insurgence of star kids? Is it difficult for new entrants or fresh talent?
Well, it does become difficult in the sense that you being an able, talented actor or actress, or I mean, a male or female actor, you
Yeah.
are called for a certain role, you're being considered for a
Yeah.
certain role, but the person who has the connections has the edge. वो तो
Right.
होता ही है. But now, after
Right.
that edge, if that person he can't perform, तो वो then how long will he last? बट
Well,
अब ये भी है कि दैट इज ऑल्सो नॉट फेयर क्योंकि वो हाउ लॉन्ग विल ही लास्ट उसके हाउ लॉन्ग विल ही लास्ट के चक्कर में एक अच्छे कलाकार को मौका नहीं मिल पाया विच इट्स अ सैड ट्रूथ बट
yeah.
समटाइम्स देयर आर एक्टर्स और एनी फील्ड एक्टर डायरेक्टर वगैरह जो भी आप फील्ड ले लो who are from the film industry but they are really talented or really
Yeah.
hardworking and they have their own vision and they're making एक के बाद एक फिल्में कर रहे हैं बना रहे हैं तो दोनों चीजें हैं नेपोटिज्म से आप सामने वाले की स्पीड स्लो हो सकती है जो कि बाहर से आया है शायद स्लो हो
हाँ.
सकती है हालांकि भाग्य भी एक रोल प्ले करता है फेट हैज अ ग्रेट रोल टू प्ले
Yeah.
बट फाइनली अगर आप में टैलेंट है दम है और आपका दिमाग ठीक है तो आई थिंक आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं होनी चाहिए
Well,
अनलेस
may-
फेट just doesn't want to smile वो अलग चीज है फेट इज नॉट इन योर हैंड like I said
Yeah.
in your hands is karma and prayer.
Yeah. No, fair enough. I guess you need to pray a lot. I mean, I have to say, I saw a Netflix movie yesterday, Netflix actually. I think it was Gunjan Saxena, and Janvi Kapoor was in there. Lovely. I mean, the story was lovely. But did I feel that maybe did Janvi do the role justice? I'm not quite sure whether. But, it still will always kind of come out good because it's got a star kid as the main lead. I think that will always be, but I think she's been brilliant in other movies, but I'm not sure if this was the right role for her. Maybe it could have been for some fresh talent and intensity, but but okay. I mean, this is it. So what you're saying, the faith and prayer to get through, the strength to get through, this is what we need, isn't it? I mean, but do you think the Sushant Singh Rajput case, do you think that will change things in Bollywood?
First of all, I just feel so sad that he did this. I mean, I never knew him personally. Maybe I met him. मुझे ये भी ध्यान नहीं. पर जो भी मैंने उसका काम देखा, he was a good actor. And from whatever else I got to know, especially after he's no more, after he passed away, things about the other interests that he had. He was a very academic, learned person.
Yes.
And an emotional person. तो जितना ज्यादा पता चलता गया उतना ही ज्यादा दुख होता गया. It's sad. So if his passing on can make a positive change, well, it's a lesson, but with a, बहुत
hopefully
price
something
take किया सबने, हाँ.
But hopefully, if like we just saw Shaheed bhi log hote hain for the good of the country. But if something positive comes out of it, you're saying that somehow sometimes it happens. But I think that's what it is. It's a big sacrifice. But if it means greater good after that, so who knows?
I don't know. I mean, it's just greater good. तो पता नहीं क्या बोले. मैंने उसने ऐसा किया क्यों मुझे ऐसा कोई भी ऐसा क्यों करता है यार अपनी life is a gift. Life is a gift.
Yes, I mean we don't know. We don't know. Really how it happened.
What happened?
Yes, this is it.
Whatever it was,
Yeah.
I just you keep hearing news stories in the media. All I can say is, and I'll say it into camera, if there is somebody or whoever behind it, or you keep hearing things कि नहीं उसने तो suicide किया था, नहीं suicide नहीं, उसको मजबूर किया था या whatever, जो भी है, भगवान करे इंसाफ हो और अच्छे से हो.
No, fair enough. I mean, but what we do know is what you have done, and you're right here with us. So and going on to, I mean, you've also done. Well, put it this way. Again, we're coming back to dodgy characters, and in Damages too. Do you play the policeman, the dodgy policeman? Thora Lax again.
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है. देखो उसको. He's a cop on last stage cancer. And
yes, that's
kind of lost interest in whatever he is doing till the time there's a case of missing children, and he says ki, even if I die, I will solve this. So that is Damaged season 2 for you on MX Player.
All right. So, I'm getting some messages in. No, but do you find sometimes, so like, society makes a big judgment, and what happens is, you see a lot of movies and they portray the police as being always lax and irritating and not interested. I mean, do you sometimes feel that it influences your audience, and we actually need to have a more positive take on certain characters and certain issues? And media, I mean, I guess movies have a big influence, because I mean, look at their audience. Do you think media plays a big role in sending a message? Because that's the kind of thing I can see from the movies that you've done, because you've also done, I mean, if I'm looking at it, is it Jalpari? Have I said it correctly?
Jalpari.
Sorry, Jalpari, which focuses on female feticide, so abortion of female fetuses, and obviously in rural areas. So, from what I can see, so are you choosing movies? So I get a feeling that you're choosing your movies now. You're very particular and you're concentrating on certain issues. Am I right in kind of getting that impression?
Or
are they still choosing you?
No, it's just them choosing you. You get 10 films, you get 10 offers. There are some roles you don't think you can do justice to, or some you don't want to be seen in, or sometimes the script is bad. Although who are you to pass a judgment on somebody's hard work? But you think, आपको समझ में नहीं आई, आपको समझ में नहीं आई, आप नहीं करते हो. And sometimes if it's an issue that should be spoken about, and even if one person gets awakened by it, और अगर आपको लगता है कि you can make a difference by being part of that team, and you do it for that reason. Some you do for popularity, some you do purely for script, some for performance. There are various reasons for choosing a role or a script, but अंदर जब आपकी artistic growth होनी चाहिए उसको करने में, that is the root of everything.
So, but do you think that this movie that you did, that it would make a difference? Are you hoping that it will have an impact? I mean, like, we see that women are getting stronger. We see they're becoming more independent. Do you think this movie will go towards changing our mindset?
Like a film like
movies
Jalpari?
Can do that? Yeah.
Yes. Well, life imitates art and vice versa. तो दोनों चीज होती है. For example, अगर आप कह रहे थे कि yes, police का एक image है in cinema which is very, very negative, but there have been films and serials and series made about policemen who are real heroes. So real life में भी दोनों तरह के लोग हैं, पर्दे पे भी दोनों तरह के लोग हैं. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि ऐसे ही होगा और इसको ये लोग या X या Y या Z या कोई politician है तो politician बुरे ही होते हैं. It's very convenient for a writer to find the typical example जो अखबारों से आप देखते हो कि भाई इस तरह के लोग हैं, तो you pick up a character वहाँ से और फिर उसको आप अपने script के हिसाब से weave it into your script and वो आप कर लेते हो, and the purpose is entertainment. But entertainment के साथ if you can wrap a good positive message in the foil of entertainment and give, तो ठीक है.
So do you find that you're careful, that you have to be very careful, because your mother, obviously Prabha Thakur, she's part of a member of the Rajya Sabha, and also the Indian National Congress. I hope I've said it well. I mean no.
Well, the Congress, and she's a veteran parliamentarian, and so this is secondary. She's actually a poet. She's considered by God's grace among the finest poets of the country. And later on, she went into politics. Yeah.
But do you obviously then, so her I guess her active, I guess being an activist and wanting to do stuff for your country was always there. So do you find that you get that from your mother? And do you have to be careful with the scripts that you choose sometimes because of her role?
No, ऐसा नहीं है, because वो अपना काम कर रहे हैं, मैं अपना काम कर रहा हूँ, and acting basically is, or cinema or whatever, it's a story, it's make believe, it's acting is lying, and good acting is convincingly lying, so you're telling lies, you're entertaining people. ठीक है, मतलब कोई भी उनका ये कहना जरूर है उनका कि कुछ भी फालतू चीज मत करो, कुछ एक it should make some sense at least. If it makes great sense, very good, but whatever you do should at least make some sense. बस इतना है.
But do you think would she ever have a problem with you playing a role like I don't know, Modi or something? Would there ever be a conflict in anything that you do, or is she quite easygoing?
No, good. And touch wood, आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर. I do want to play a role like our Prime Minister. What a journey! If you look at it just from a man's, just from the point of view of a man's journey, what a journey! So what a role to play.
Well, you even started. You even did a role of a chai person, didn't you, as well? So there you go. So it works. It works.
नहीं.
No, but
ये कुछ मिक्स एंड मैच हुआ है. वही इंटरनेट से इंफॉर्मेशन ले आए आप. मैं तो वेट कर रहा हूँ कि मुझे कोई वाकई ऐसा रोल दे कि मैं चाय सर्व करूँ और मैं कहीं पहुँचूँ.
Yeah, but was she proud of you though when you did? I think what was that movie? Was it? I'm finding it hard to actually pronounce.
Samvidhan.
Was it Samvidhan? That's right. And also, you're on the.
That's a series on the formation of the Constitution of India.
That's
again,
right.
Mr.
Yeah. So was she quite proud? Hi, mera beta.
She was, in fact, no, that was. इसमें बहुत सारे coincidences थे. While I was shooting, they created a set of the parliament. So coincidence ये था कि I got that seat as Acharya Kriplani. I was playing Acharya Kriplani. Everybody, all the actors there were 60 plus. I was the only one in my 30s who was playing 60 plus. So थोड़ी मेहनत ज़्यादा लगी, and I played that part, and I was sitting, or actually जो जगह, जो parliament में जो seat है, where my mother sits in the parliament.
Oh my God!
So it was a coincidence that as Acharya Kriplani, I was sitting there, and I had to address the President of India, who was very good friends with my great grandfather. So अपनी माँ की सीट पे बैठ के अपने परदादा जी के मित्र को एड्रेस करना, वो एक अच्छी चीज थी वो. I did mention it to somebody and they covered it in the press also. कहीं I think Times.
Amazing. Believe it or not, I didn't even come across that article. How amazing is that? So how did then Chandrasekhar, you because I think you played Basilla in that, but my parents have seen Chandrasekhar. My father made me watch it too. And I have watched it as well, Chandrasekhar. But also, isn't that a coincidence? Because your family, is it from your Nana's side, who was also part of a member of the rebel group as well?
Yes,
against
mom's side, great grandfather again from mom's side was a freedom fighter here in Rajasthan. He and his cousins and his, मतलब उनका एक पूरा group था. He belonged to that group who bombed Lord Hardinge's convoy in Chandni Chowk, who was the Viceroy of India. Harding बच गया उसमें, but बाकी दो तीन लोग निपट गए, but वो Viceroy बच गया. So then another thing is that my great grand uncle, he was a great supporter of the freedom movement while not being actively involved in the sense that he did not become a rebel and leave. That I'm talking about Thakur Sahab, Kaviraj Sahab, Durgadan ji Mahiarya from Kota. So he did not kind of leave the home and become a rebel, but which he could have. But the thing is, he said, if I do this, how will I be able to financially support whatever I'm being, उनकी बड़ी इच्छा थी कि मैं उतरूं मैदान में. But he said कि मैं यहाँ रहा तो मैं बहुत लोगों को support कर पाऊंगा. So he was kind of used to send out weapons. Manmat Nath Gupta was a great freedom fighter who he used to kind of give guns and ammunition and everything to all the young rebels of the country at that time. And
right. So
काफी सारी
I
चीजें
think it's
थी
in the
उसमें.
genes. So do you feel that it's in the genes, that rebel kind of character, the kind of roles that you get? Do you think it's in the genes? I mean, did you feel that I could really do justice to this TV series with the role that you were doing?
I don't know. It's not genes की बात नहीं है. Any जिसके परिवार में कोई देश कोई क्रांतिकारी नहीं था, उसके लिए देश का प्रेम कम है, ऐसी तो बात नहीं है ना.
No.
There are a lot of people,
No.
millions and millions of करोड़ों लोग हैं जो हिंदुस्तान से उतना ही प्यार करते हैं जितना कि हम करते हैं. And as an actor, if you have great love for your country, it becomes it's another platform to show that love or that junoon. So I played Ram Prasad Bismil. This was in the series Chandrasekhar. It was a finite series, 4-star TV. And they got in touch with me and they said, ki, aisa hai. Writers Galaxy, a very good production house.
Yeah.
And they said, you're playing Bismil. Now, Bismil is, I wouldn't say unsung hero, but unke baare mein logon ko zyada pata nahi hai. He was the idol of Bhagat Singh, of Chandrasekhar Azad, of Ashfaqullah Khan. Every young rebel at that time was, I mean, Bismil was their guru. They all wanted to be like Ram Prasad Bismil. He was Gandhiji's very dear disciple who kind of broke away from Gandhiji because he discontinued the non-cooperation movement. He said, "ये असहयोग आंदोलन आपने वापस क्यों ले लिया? हम लड़ेंगे और लड़के ही आजादी लेंगे." So, of course, they were both different routes leading to the same destination. But you know, youth is youth, and they were different breeds. These men who died smilingly, just died for the.
Right, so you've done certain roles, but is there a particular character that you're dying to get your teeth into? Is there some role that you just love to do that you haven't done yet?
Well, there's lots of them, but if if you ask, if I can go back in time, if you're talking about history, then Maharana Pratap. That is a role. I mean, sirf role nahi. That was a man. That was a hero.
No, fantastic. So what are you doing now? Is there on any other projects that you're involved in right now, currently?
Me now, I'm here. I'm sitting in this room on a terrace in the middle of the jungle. And abhi to yahan thode din ke liye aaya hu. Since March, I've been sitting at home and only writing stuff. Luckily, God has given another talent. I don't know if it's a talent, but another facet to my artistic side. Called writing. Yeah. So just sharpening and honing the skills that I know, that I know a little bit about screenwriting. Those scripts ko theek kar rahe hain aur kuch future plans bana rahe hain. 2 of the projects were on floor. We were shooting. Wo ruk gaye. Had signed 5 of them. Wo ruk gaye. To sab ruka hua hai.
Right. So which platform is that for though? Is that for OTT? What is it for? Is it TV series or is it for Bollywood?
There was a Hindi Telugu movie called Wild Dog with Mr. Nagarjun. So wo shuru ho gayi thi. We were shooting that and wo ruk gayi. Then there was another series and there was another film, like another big film, Aankhein 2. So अभी वो भी हम करने वाले हैं, लेकिन अब देखते हैं शुरू कब करते हैं, permissions कब मिलती है.
So hopefully it is imminent because I can't wait to see your work. You know, I have to say, I mean, like, so for the roles that you've done, and obviously, you know, the negative roles, the rebels, and the funny ones are always probably the most interesting ones. Everybody loves. It's funny. You could have a good guy, you could have a bad guy.
Always, but you know, it's, as an actor, as an artist, it is always more fun doing a crazy role and just exploring more of your potential.
You can let loose. Let loose within reason, and it's legit. It's legitimate, so nobody can get you for it. No, but I'm hoping to see something.
कहते हैं ना कि make all the noise in the world, make all the noise while you're there, you're alive and kicking, without making life miserable for others. So this way.
Well, you can do that on stage, can't you? Well, no. So, do we have any potential date, any timeline for your stuff? You don't know when things are going to open up at all. कोई indication नहीं है.
Like, because there was something about to start just soon in a particular. They had the shooting permissions to shoot in a particular state. उन्होंने permission दे दी. फिर वहाँ वो कोविड के कुछ numbers बढ़ गए. तो उन्होंने कहा अभी रुक जाओ.
Okay.
So we're all hanging in limbo. So there were a couple of
fair
things
enough.
for Netflix, one for Amazon. There were a couple of things, one for Hotstar. Then there was a couple of things for क्या कहते हैं इसको Z5. तो
Yeah.
बैठे हाँ बोल के बैठे.
So let's see. So let's see. Can't wait for this. Do let me know. Keep me in touch with the new stuff because you never know. शायद फिर से मिले. क्या मालूम? To talk about your new stuff.
My wife says क्या है 5 महीने से घर पे बैठे हो कुछ करो. अरे मैंने कहा मैं नहीं, सभी घर पे बैठे हैं. सभी घर पे बैठे हैं. तो अभी जो लिस्ट है वो सब ए लिस्टर है. अभी सब ए लिस्टर है. A for आराम.
Oh dear. Oh, very good. Very good. Well, you know what, Rahul? Thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure having a chat with you. And this is all about getting to know the person, behind those negative roles. But, lovely to talk to someone, also from a TV series that my parents just absolutely loved. I cannot tell you, Chandrasekhar, they made us all sit down to watch it. Honestly, and I have to say, when my parents first said to me, Annie, Bajao, Deklo, and I rebelled, but then I was hooked. So I'm hoping to see some stuff from you and hoping everything kind of loosens up and, you're on your way forward. But thank you so much again. And for everybody else that could be listening after this, of course, if you want to see more of Rahul, you can we can get onto my website, annied.in. Of course, he will also be uploaded onto my YouTube channel, In Conversation with Annie D. And of course, if you want to get back to Instagram, Annie D Conversations, by then, hopefully, Rahul should have Instagram. We don't know. We're going to get the scoop here if he does. And otherwise we'll be
do let me know about your कहाँ पे YouTube में कहाँ ये interview. मुझे कुछ ज़्यादा idea है नहीं internet का.
थोड़ा what you do, so you just have to go to the internet and say in conversation with Annie D, and everything will come up. Or come to my website annied.in. सब उधर भी मिल जाएगा. Articles भी मिल जाएगा, आपको podcast भी मिल जाएगा.
Interview खत्म हो गया. बस इतना.
Okay. हम तो और भी बात कर सकते हैं. But I'd like you to enjoy your आराम. हम इतना स्ट्रेस नहीं करना चाहते आपको. So anyway,
हम तो चाहते हैं कोई स्ट्रेस करे, परेशान हो घर पे बैठ के.
So Vartika might need you in the kitchen as well. So you never know. And also thank Vartika for offering her platform on Instagram as well. But you never know. It could be your handle next time. But Rahul, thank you so much once again. It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you to my listeners as well. Until tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow, if you are interested, I'm back onto Instagram with a Sushant Singh Rajput special where we are getting the facts and the evidence. So if you want to know a bit more about what is fact and what is fiction, then tune into Instagram tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. For now, it's goodbye from me and Rahul. I think that's it, really. Until next time, until the future. I'm not going to say goodbye. I'm going to say, what am I going to say? Until next time. Do you think that's the correct phrase, Rahul?
शुद्ध हिंदी में क्रमशः, to be continued. क्रमशः.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you, Rahul. Bye.
God bless you.